Realpolitik is a German word. It is defined as politics or diplomacy based primarily on consideration of given circumstances and factors rather than explicit ideological notions or moral ethical premises. In other words, having a pragmatic rather than idealistic approach when it comes to politics. The term was first used in the 19th century by a German writer and politician named Ludwig von Ruschow. But realpolitik can be traced back as far as during the time of Niccolo Machiavelli of Italy and Cardinal Richelieu of France. The example I have in mind is the Cold War. Western alliance, in order to deter the Soviet Union, were happy to prop up numerous dictatorships around the globe. They did not hesitate to help authoritarian regimes like Augusto Pinochet of Chile, François Duvalier of Haiti, Samuel Doe of Liberia, and former Zairian President Mobutu. Great Britain, France, and Germany may, in the name of realpolitik, conduct businesses with countries that do not necessarily share their democratic and human rights values. The case of Saudi Arabia buying weapons from countries I've mentioned and using these weapons in the war in Yemen is one of them. Reports have demonstrated that these weapons have sadly caused destructions of key civilian infrastructures. More recently, the assassination of Jamal Khashoggi in the Saudi embassy in Turkey do not prevent Donald Trump to continue doing business with the Saudi government. There is no straight answer to whether realpolitik is good or bad. Nevertheless, it is important to understand that it will always override moral ideas. Yes, the US, Britain, and even France may be considered the long-standing democracies, but they have national interest to preserve. They did not and will not hesitate to prop up the most repressive regime and even send weapons to countries that do not necessarily share their human rights values. And that's called realpolitik. It will always prevail over wishful thinking ideas such as human rights. It shouldn't come as a surprise because, as Lord Palmerston, a British politician, once said, nations have no permanent friends and no permanent enemies, but only permanent interests.